Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't think I'll go much louder than that. All right, perfect.
evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 22 of the Football New South Wales NPL men's competition. I congratulate all you hardy souls on being out here on such a brisk evening. Proceedings will be starting shortly. At first we have the team list for the two teams, starting with Sydney Olympic. Number 1, Jack Gibson. Number 5, Ian Gordon. Number 9, Cyrus Demi. Number 10, Jack Armson. Number 11, Adam Parkhouse. Number 12, Zach Zorisic. Number 14, Seth Clark. Number 15, Luca Pecora. Number 18, Tim Cole. 27, Dylan Ruiz-Diaz. 28, Samuel Bosniak. Substitutions for Sydney Olympic. Number 6, Thomas Whippen. Number 7, Michael Backus. Number 13, Monty Partington. Number 16, Bailey Callahan. Number 17, Joshua Hall. And number 19, Ryan Woods. Coach of Sydney Olympic is Lavino Alidi. Please welcome the two teams onto the ground for this evening's match. And now for your Sydney FC. Number 30, Gus Oxford. Number 5, Ethan Kaya. Number 3,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Illingdon Sports Centre for Friday night football as Sydney FC welcome Sydney Olympic here this evening. A very nice night for football. I know the ground announcer said it's a brisk evening, but it's actually a pretty comfortable evening, in particular after the kind of weather we had midweek. We'll go through the lineups for these two teams in a very, very important match for both these two sides. Both these sides trying to sneak into the top 6. Currently 7th and 8th on the ladder respectively. But a defeat to either team would really, really dent their finals hopes. But before we get to that, let's go to the lineups for the home side, Sydney FC. In goals, number 30, Gus Hoofsloot. Number 3, Kyle Shaw. Number 5, Ethan Dyer. Number 9, Matthias McAllister. Number 10, Ty Headley. Number 14, Jared Middleton. Number 15, Samuel Lancaster. Number 17, Jacob McLaughlin. Number 23, Junior Conde. Number 29, Joe Lacey. And number 20, Oscar Gultekin. For Sydney Olympic, number 1, Jack Gibson. Number 5, Ziggy Gordon. Number 9, Cyrus Demi. Number 10, Jack Armson. Number 11, Adam Parkhouse. Number 12, Zach Zoricic. Number 14, Seth Clark. Number 15, Luca Pecora. Number 18, Teng Kual. Number 22, Dylan Ruiz-Diaz. And number 28, Samuel Bosniak. Bosniak and Pecora with their Olympic debut starts. Arrived from the Bulls Academy. Two young talents, and speaking to Olympic coach Labano Haliti pre-game, he's very keen to get as many youngsters as he can in this lineup, and has 8 players under the age of 23 years of age. And he says that is part of their inconsistency this season. Although they had a consistent run of results leading into this game, where they went 5 games without defeat, all up until last weekend's match against Blacktown City, where they were defeated 2-0. And having beaten the Marconi Stallions the week before by the same result, they were quite disappointed to not turn up for that one against Blacktown City. An early shot there for McAllister, and if there's an informed player in the competition, well, you're looking at the Sydney FC number 9. Matthias McAllister has scored 8 goals in his last 5 starts, and he scored 12 goals in the whole competition. Now, when you think about it, 8 in his last 5 just tells you the kind of form he's in at the moment. And the Sydney Olympic defenders will need to be made very, very aware to the danger he presents, as does the opposition, number 9, Cyrus Demi. 16 goals across all competition, 11 in the league. His first season in the NPL New South Wales competition. Doing a very, very good job to mark his name in this state as he looks to get back into an A-League program. Ball played forward here, and Quol, who we've gotten so used to playing as an attacking player, sitting there as the 6 for Sydney Olympic. And I think the joke going around the Sydney Olympic team, you need a right back. Call on 10, Quol. There's an early ball here for Demi, intercepted by Huslut. A running joke between the Sydney Olympic players that wherever you need 10, Quol, you just put him, he'll perform. And don't give him a free kick if you're the opposition, because he's very, very dangerous from a set piece. Scored a couple spectacular goals last year. And watching him in the warm-up as well, strike a ball. Hits it with so much ease, but so much power. I'm sure he'll be eager to get an opportunity at some point throughout this game to test Huslut. Ziggy Gordon has to backtrack here, all the way back to Gibson. Here is Quol. Gets away from Headley. Unable to keep that one in, and the home team gets the throw. Sydney FC also a little inconsistent, and that's why these two teams sit where they do on the ladder. Outside of the top 6, Sydney in 8th, Olympic currently in 7th place. Strong challenge there from Demi, but judged to be a foul by Kelly Jones. Olympic currently 4 points behind Sydney United, who occupy 6th place. Sydney FC a couple points further back behind in 8th and 27. And you feel whoever loses this one, well, in particular for Sydney FC, I mean, Olympic still may have some hope with 8 games remaining after this. But for Sydney FC, if they aren't to pick up the 3 points in this one, you've got to think that it'll be a mountain too high to climb for them, especially if Sydney United were to win in their derby game this week when they come up against Marconi in the match of the round on Sunday. What a game that promises to be as well. Always an exciting derby, the local derby. Two former NSL giants, and Sydney United and the Marconi Stallions. And the Palace will be expecting a bumper crowd, no doubt there, so looking forward to tuning into that one. This, of course, the only game of the round tonight. A number of games take place tomorrow. The Western Sydney Wanderers host Apia at 1 o'clock. Spirit face Manly, 5:30. Then at 6 o'clock, the Wolves take on the St. George Saints. And to round off Saturday night action, St. George City host Mount Druitt Town Rangers. On Sunday, 3 games. Blacktown take on Rockdale Illingdon. Central Coast face off against the Sutherland Sharks. And as we said, the derby, Marconi Stallions welcome Sydney United to the Palace. Sydney United crowned Waratah Cup champions on Wednesday night. A 1-0 win over the Northern Tigers. It wasn't pretty, but not many finals are. And United won't care. They secured their 8th Waratah Cup triumph. Luke Jouvela scoring the winner on that occasion. And if we're talking about some testy weather, well, I'll tell you what, it was wet and windy on Wednesday night, and Not just a difficult game for the players, but for the commentators and the camera staff as well. But also the fans who had to brave the weather. Kudos to them. Tough place to find shelter, but they still braved the wet. As Qual with a Maradona spin. Challenge there in midfield. Free kick goes the way of Sydney. Taken early. Ball over the top here for Junior Conde. Can't keep it in though. Goal kick for Olympic. Give some more, get us restarted now. Goes long. Header one by Sydney, and Zodicic has a bit of work to do with McAllister on his back, but was aware and strong enough to see that out over the sideline. Qual first to it, but heavy touch, and I thought it was going to be a foul called there. But no whistle came, and Olympic continue their attack through Parkhouse. Gets the ball to the left. Clark now looking for an option. Forced back. Haven't seen Jack Armstrong touch the ball yet, and a very dangerous player arrived at Sydney Olympic this year from RPO Leichhardt. As Zodicic takes that inside. Ruiz Diaz closed down by Shaw. Here is Armstrong now, goes down, gets the foul. Pushed over there by Junior Conde. And now an opportunity for Olympic to create something with a set piece from a somewhat dangerous position. Armstrong, Ruiz Diaz and Qual all stand around the ball. Armstrong walks away now and leaves it for either the man in the pink boots or the man in the fluoro greens. We'll have a discussion who will take the set piece. I think it'll be Ruiz Diaz. Ruiz Diaz goes direct, try to catch Hoofsloot out there, but the Sydney keeper saw it all the way. It wasn't a bad effort. Not enough power behind it though to catch Hoofsloot out at the far post. Lacey battling away and Conde getting the last touch. Throw in now for the visitors. Playing in their changed strips of all black. Sydney, of course, in their customary sky blue. Great ball forward for Parkhouse, but well defended by McLaughlin. Luca Pecora getting his first touches of the game on the far side. As I said earlier, him and Bosniak both arriving at Sydney Olympic via Bulls FC Academy. Bosniak suffered a terrible injury early on in the season, but good to see him recover from that and playing in the NPL competition. Conde wants it played forward. He gets the ball there. Bosniak comes across. Strong challenge from him. And Dyer will take the throw. A few Sydney fans in the far corner making a bit of noise tonight, trying to keep themselves warm. And Dyer with the long throw. Sort of slipped out of his hand as he attempted that, so didn't quite get the distance he would have liked. We get another go. Dyer closed down. Thompson just plays it forward into space, and Hoofsloot comes forward and picks it up. Lacey all the way back to Hoofsloot. Thought the game would be played at a bit more of a quicker pace at the moment, not quite getting there. And Pecora being tested out here now by McAllister. Quoll comes to help out and clears the ball out for a throw. Middleton and Lacey combine. Once again, patiently waiting for the opportunity to try and move forward. Sydney Olympic front line trying just to close those passing passages and not allow FC to play through the midfield. They've got to go out wide as they have here. Pecora gets a touch. McLaughlin with the throw, told to take a few more steps back. Kelly Jones not happy with where the left back's taking the throw in from. And Quoll getting his long legs involved there. Conde strong in that challenge. Ruiz Diaz. Shaw gets his head up and feeds the ball wide for Conde. Conde was looking for Ty Headley. Now, opportunity to break, but well read and recovered by Sydney FC. McLaughlin getting in front of Parkhouse, who looked to really put the afterburners on there and put the FC defence under a little bit of pressure. That ball should be Gibson's, and it is. It wasn't a bad idea, but always a tough ball to find Gultican. It's a big throw from Gibson, clear to the halfway line, but didn't find a teammate. Gultican the target again. Bosniak picks the ball up. Couldn't find the pass to Armson though. And FC get possession again. Pecora doing well so far. And with Sydney United with such a busy schedule, have the Cup game midweek. They'll have the Australia Cup in a couple of weeks as well to contend with. That's a whole heap of fixtures for them. And perhaps fatigue and tired legs, injuries, suspensions, all will start to build up for them, which gives the likes of Sydney FC and Sydney Olympic the chance to keep that chase on, but getting closer will obviously make things a lot easier, especially when you know that United has that tough game on Sunday against Marconi. Demi not happy with the call. Getting a talking to from Kelly Jones as well. Labi Halidi not happy either. Shaw goes short. Confusion there. Hoofsloot's got caught. Does very well, does Gus Hoofsloot. And that'll be a yellow card. Gus Hoofsloot just got stuck in two minds, it seemed. In the end, went. And I even feel like Cyrus Demi didn't really go full-blooded into that one. They made a good sliding challenge though, had to make it. But the foul ensued, and now the opportunity for Ruiz Diaz. All for Deng to hit this one. It's quite a distance out. I can't imagine Hoofsloot really being tested from this sort of range, but let's see what they can conjure up here. It's a training ground move, this one. Let's see what Olympia can come up with. Ruiz Diaz goes direct, and wasn't a bad effort, but straight down the guts of Hoofsloot. I missed it. I think it was Middleton that got the yellow card. Here's Bosniak now. Not the best ball forward. Searching for Zoricic. Central pass. Sampson gets there first. Clears away. Oh, I thought he was going to head that. Got up well, but then opted to go with the foot instead. The likes of Headley and McAllister haven't really got involved yet early on. Gordon. Handball there from Lacey. Ball over the top. Ruiz Diaz can't bring it down. Lancaster. That pass intercepted by Zoricic, but then his ball forward for Parkhouse just rolled over the foot and didn't get the connection he desired. Shaw now looking for a pass to a teammate. Bosniak intercepted. Zoricic fouled by Conde. Here's Ziggy Gordon now. Zoricic forward for Demi. Another foul. Lots of little niggly fouls, and the game really can't get any flow. Kelly Jones, in fairness, is trying to allow the game to get that rhythm, but every foul she's called so far had every right to. Ball forward for Demi, and Shaw saw it all the way. It's a tough pass though for Middleton, and Parkhouse almost snuck in there. Strong challenge on the far side. And the throwing goes the way of Sydney FC. In fact, it was Lancaster that got the yellow card. Just got confirmation of that. Ball played out now to Conde. Can Sydney create their first proper chance? Conde wasn't a bad shot at goal. Gibson held that well. First real opportunity to try and create something for the home side. And Bosniak's pass is cut out, but Ruiz Diaz keeps the ball in. And Armson now searching for Parkhouse. Look how far Hoofslut's come out and does very well with the header as well. Knew exactly what he was doing. McLaughlin keeps it in now. It's a lovely pass from Armson. Had Hoofslut not come out, Adam Parkhouse was on his way on goal. Good goalkeeping. A couple of weeks ago spoke about how he'd signed his deal with the A-League side. A very, very talented young goalkeeper, Gus Hoofslut. Lacey for Dyer. Lancaster came together with Ruiz Diaz but managed to keep his feet and the ball. Middleton now. Wide for Headley. That's a great ball in the box and headed away. I think it was Bosniak who got the touch. Kept in now by Gultekin. Parkhouse. Even Ziggy Gordon there. Bit of confusion there at the back from Olympic. Taken advantage of by Sydney FC. They get the corner here. First corner of the evening for either side. Halfway through the first 45 minutes. The first corner of the evening. Can Sydney put Gibson under some pressure now? Corner comes in. It's a dangerous ball. Gibson got some hands to it. In the end, cleared by Armson. Heavy touch from Shaw. Goes down too easy there. Good call from Kelly Jones, but the last touch did come off Olympic. Ball forward now for Conde. Great challenge from Zoričić. Throw in for FC. Throw taken. Cleared away by Zoričić once more. Headed away. Here's Demi now, but running on his own. Dylan Ruiz Diaz trying to get in support, and that's great backtracking from Lacey. Took a little too long there to make a decision, Demi, but in fairness to him, didn't have much support, and that's a foul there from Ziggy Gordon on the far side. I think it's Headley that's been fouled. Another opportunity for the home team from a pretty good position as well to test Gibson. In fairness to Demi, he didn't have much support in that previous attack for the visitors. Ruiz Diaz was doing his best to try and get up in support, but didn't arrive in time. But great defending from Joe Lacey to get back and make the challenge. In the end, that challenge could lead to a goal here for his side as well. Good position for Sydney FC to test Gibson from. Direct that goal. Gibson dropped the ball, but in the end recovered and now releases Demi with another long throw, but he's thrown it too far. He's literally thrown that ball more than 50 metres. Gibson's got some arm on him. Zoricic, touch forward. That's good work there to win the ball back by Clark and win his team a free kick. Persistence. Sydney went to sleep there for a moment and Clark took advantage. They've taken it early here again. Parkhouse delivers toward Demi. Header comes in and Cyrus Demi opens the scoring for Sydney Olympic. A lovely header. The young Sydney FC team fell asleep twice there in the space of 5 seconds and they're punished by Sydney Olympic. A delightful cross by Adam Parkhouse and Demi goes and thanks him for the delivery. But how about the header? Headed it back the way it came and Gus Hussler had no chance of keeping that one out. Demi scoring his 12th league goal of the season there. And Sydney Olympic lead by 1-0 now at Illingdon Sports Centre. Here's Dyer now, looking for a quick response. Now Sydney FC. Headed on by Clark. And Demi goes down, fouled by Shaw. Yellow card for him as well now. And Seth Clark on the free kick that led to the first goal. Again, putting his body in front of the Sydney FC defender. Adam Parkhouse, who was operating down the right, switches to the left and straight away sets up a goal. Here he is again in the same position once more. This time his cross is blocked. Clark picks up the loose ball, falls for Ruiz Diaz, and powerful effort goes over the bar. Labano lead here. Just telling Ruiz Diaz that the effort was okay. Labi Halidi would have loved the opportunity from that sort of a position. Hussler sends it forward. Gordon clears high. One for Shaw to deal with. And Shaw will have to deal with Demi now on a yellow card. Needs to be careful. Dyer's slice clearance there, out for a throw. Zoricic goes long for Demi, headed away by Dyer, only as far as Parkhouse. Haliti calling for the ball to get played into the box, and he finds Demi. And Demi tried to turn there, back heel for Parkhouse, but Junior Conde gets there. Throw for Sydney, but throw deep inside their own half. Olympic will try and press FC here, not allow them to get out of this area. Parkhouse's header comes off the top of the head. Out for another throw for Sydney, but a little bit higher up the park now. Bosniak getting it away from danger. Heavy touch by Middleton, and Ruiz Diaz tried to intercept that. Ziggy Gordon had to make that header. Good pass there from Clark again. Hasn't he been good so far? And Demi with a back heel. Probably a little too cute there from Cyrus Demi. Seth Clark been outstanding for Olympic in his first 30 minutes. Bosniak's pass there. A little short. Got away with it. Another giveaway though. And I think Bosniak got more of Ten Qual there than what he did with the opponent. And Labi Halidi just telling him to settle down a bit and work his way into the game. Couple errors in a row from Sydney Olympics' new signing. Again, Clark putting an important foot in. And Qual gets away, loses the shin pad in the process. And now driving forward is Pecora. Wide for Ruiz Diaz. Ruiz Diaz gets to the ball first. Looked for Demi. Wins a corner. The first of the night for Sydney Olympic. Great run from Luca Pecora. A very, very pacey right back. Who can offer a lot going forward as he did just there. Expect a lot more of those sorts of runs. I think it's Clark who will take the corner now for Olympic as soon as he gets a ball delivered. Damian Huslut there getting involved. Bit of a push around. Kelly Jones will have to step in and have a word. Corner will come in now. Here comes the corner. It's a good ball in, and Ziggy Gordon should have got more on that. Ruiz Diaz used the hand. And Gultekin, I'll tell you what, could have been off there. I think Ruiz Diaz might be a little lucky surviving a yellow card on that occasion. I know there wasn't much to it, but if you saw the run that Gultekin was making, definitely could have been a very good attacking opportunity for the Sky Blues. Shaw. Now McLaughlin. Sorry, it's Middleton. Now McLaughlin. Looking for options. Here's Conde. Forward pass for Headley, and Armson does enough to see that over the line. Has something to say to Ty Headley as well. Qual will finally get that shin pad now. Lost that about 5 minutes ago. Hit 10 Qual. Gibson not with the best clearance there. Came off the hand of Gultekin. It's been the story really of Sydney's first half. Every time they're about to come away with a good opportunity, they give the ball away. Make a silly foul. Taken short by Qual. Gordon goes forward, good ball for Pecora. Clark. Armson. switches the play for Parkhouse. Good ball by Parkhouse for Zodicic, who couldn't get it out of his feet, and Junior Conde took advantage of that and picked the ball up. The pressure now from Sydney Olympic, and unnecessary foul from both Demi and Zodicic, because Sydney FC was always going to struggle to get out of that part of the pitch. Unnecessary from the visitors, and they give Sydney FC an out here. Hoofsloot sends it long, searching for McAllister. Strong from Zodicic, with Conde putting him under pressure. I looked at a foul throw from Dyer, and I have to applaud Kelly Jones here, because it's one of my pet hates in the league. Referees generally don't call foul throws. There are so many of them, but well done, Kelly Jones. Calling it there, as all referees should. I think in every game this year that I've commentated in, there's been at least one foul throw. As Headley comes away with it. In possession again, they need to get him more involved. He's been too quiet so far. Strong there from Demi, but couldn't find the pass to Clark. Might work out for Ruiz Diaz. It does. Rides a couple challenges and plays it wide for Parkhouse now. Goes square for Tenqual. Zodicic back for Boshniak. Gordon. Pecora. Great work from Luca Pecora. And still Pecora drives into the area, but well defended from Lacey. There's the Ziggy Gordon, to the delight of some of the Sydney Olympic faithful in the crowd here at Illington Sports Centre. Boshniak gets lucky there, finds the feet of Demi. Armson dropping deep between the two central defenders, and Demi has a handball there. Clear handball from Samuel Lancaster, who's on a yellow card. Needs to be very careful, but clear handball from him, and Sydney look to have learned from the last free kick. Headley standing over the ball, not allowing Olympic to take it earlier before his team sets up. Seth Clark and Parkhouse both stand over this one. Ruiz Diaz, still Ruiz Diaz, out to Parkhouse, who's onside. Cross comes in, good ball again, and under pressure, headed out for another corner. It looks as though Olympic have worked hard on set pieces. Parkhouse has such a fantastic left foot, as we saw for the delivery for the goal. Now, Jack Armson, take this one with the right, thought about going short, does in the end. Clark turns away, neat little turn, great ball for Parkhouse, who crosses in. Hoofsloot should have that, he does, well taken by the Sydney keeper. Had to get over a couple bodies. And Demi making a real nuisance of himself. Qual pressing high out now that Armson's sat back in the sixth roll. And Qual wins the ball back, but Dyer did enough to stick a foot in. As did Qual there, and Junior Conde couldn't win the back. Bosniak all the way back to Gibson. Some ball from Gibson for Pecora. Just kept it in. High one to deal with, and Sydney now have the ball. Trying to go down that side that Pecora had vacated, but got back quick enough, did the right back. Olympic kept the pressure on with a throw now. Deep inside Sydney's half. Inside the final 5 minutes of this first half. Olympic leading by 1-0. Said it at the top of the broadcast, so much riding on this game for both these two teams. Spot in the finals up for grabs. They sit just outside the top 6. Ruiz Diaz, how about that for footwork? And how about that for a pass for Pecora as well? But McLaughlin in the right place to intercept that, and good ball forward as well from him. Great challenge up the far side too. Ruiz Diaz doing some defensive work. With Pecora bombing forward. Needs to get back in cover. Sydney give the ball away again. Gordon goes square to Bosniak. Takes it forward now into the space. Finds Zodicic. Parkhouse ahead of him. And Zodicic caught in possession. Here's Gultekin now. Poor pass from Gultekin. The front four from Sydney have really struggled to get into the game so far in this first half. And even when they do, they tend to make errors. They got a chance now from a corner though, late in this first half. It'd be very Olympic-like to concede now after dominating for most of this first period. Lots of movement in the area. Corner comes, one to deal with for Gibson. Gets a good fist on that. Comes back again to Lancaster. His shot was blocked. Here's Gultekin now. And Qual just standing him up. Good defending from Teng Qual. Oh, and how about that for footwork from Gultekin. Gets in the area. Thwarted there first, but finds Conde now. Shot off and took a deflection of Zodicic. Just wide of the far post, and look at this now, they'll take the quick corner. Olympic now fallen asleep. Cross comes in, good ball, Gordon, strong header away, and look at Demi chasing this one down. Husler telling his tall timber to stay forward, but they're coming back now. Ziggy Gordon once more reads that well, heads the ball over halfway. Ruiz Diaz once more covering. Sorry, that was Pecora. Ruiz Diaz told to hang back and not push too far forward in these final minutes of the first half. Ruiz Diaz, the unnecessary foul. He'll get a yellow card as well. That's a silly yellow card for Ruiz Diaz. Not needed there. Did kick the ball away. Kelly Jones had a very good game so far. Rightly so there, booking Ruiz Diaz. He made the foul. Kicked the ball away once, but felt he had to do it again. That's why Kelly Jones went to the pocket. Cross comes in. Gibson, strong take by the Olympic keeper there. Had to be brave. Shaw and Middleton both going forward. Keeper rising above both of them. Shaw plays it away. Quoll loses the ball in midfield. Armstrong was close enough to clear away. Parkhouse trying to get around Dyer. Clearance only as far as Quoll, and that will be the last action of this first half here at Illingdon Sports Centre. Cyrus Demi's goal in the 27th minute, the difference so far. A delightful cross from Adam Parkhouse after the Sydney FC team had gone to sleep for a moment. And you got the quality of Parkhouse and Demi in the front third. They'll punish you as they did. Half-time here at Illingdon Sports Centre. It's Sydney FC 0, Sydney Olympic 1.
Gentlemen, please welcome the teams back onto the field. Sydney Olympic and your Sydney FC. Two substitutions for Sydney FC at half time. Number 5, Ethan Dyer, has been replaced by number 6, Tyler Williams. And number 15, Samuel Lancaster, has been replaced by number 39, Dylan Rose.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half here at Illington Sports Centre. Sydney Olympic lead against Sydney FC in this round 22 clash by 1-0. Cyrus Demi the scorer on 27 minutes. A lovely team goal. Quick free kick taken and Adam Parkhouse delivering the perfect cross for Demi, who headed in well. Lovely night for football, 12 degrees here at Illington Sports Centre. First match of round 22 in the NPL New South Wales men's competition. We'll get to the other games in a moment, but first, Sydney made 2 changes at the break. Ethan Dyer and Samuel Lancaster both coming off. On came Tyler Williams and Dylan Rose. Olympic not making any changes. Jimmy Van Wieren, though, unhappy with how his team performed in that first half, has decided to go to the bench and try and change things somewhat. It's a good ball forward there for Gultekin, and a foul by Armston. Opportunity to cross into the box. Good ball from Jacob McLaughlin blocked. Here's Lacey. Fouled there by Ruiz Diaz, who's stayed down. Slowly making his way back up to his feet now. It'll be a corner for Sydney FC. Headley forcing Pecora to get the last touch there. And Headley now delivered a few dangerous corners in the first half. The first one of the second half now. Cross comes in, testing one for Gibson. He dropped it, but recovered to collect it at the second time of asking. Intercepted by Shaw, but couldn't find a teammate. Ruiz Diaz, central for Clark, who was excellent in the first half. Handball there, I think it came off the hand of Pecora. I think Kelly Jones actually said it was Armson. So a free kick for Sydney. There was lots of little stoppages in the first half as well that slowed the game down. Both teams struggling to get into any rhythm in the first 45. Olympic were the better team though. Deservedly lead. That is really with two shots they had all game. One was the goal. The second was Dylan Ruiz Diaz sending his effort just over the bar. Sydney had a half-decent chance of their own toward the end of the first half. Deflected shot going just wide of the target, but that is all we've had from both teams. Here's call now. Forward for Clark. Ruiz Diaz. Closed down. Nice feet from Headley. Couldn't keep it in though with the pass. Ty Headley, a very exciting footballer, but hasn't had his best game. Hasn't really been given the opportunity to do much. Hasn't seen a lot of the ball. Shaw. All the way back to Hoofsloot. Rose out to Junior Conde. Williams for Shaw. Not a lot of movement, and I think it's due to Olympic, the way they set up and the way they sit, making it really hard for Sydney to play through. Very compact defensively, Sydney Olympic. At the moment, FC really are having to resort to the long diagonal, trying to put both Pecora and Zoričić under pressure. Lots of errors from Sydney as well in possession. Here's Qual. Good ball over the top. Hoofsloot's had to come out again, and it's the skid on the ball that could have caught Hoofsloot out there, but not for the first time tonight. He's come out and done well. Cole's cross went out. Over the byline, it'll be a goal kick for Sydney FC. Well played there by FC to get out of that tight little space. McLaughlin tried to cross it in, but blocked by Ziggy Gordon. Ruiz Diaz got a bit of lacy there, but also the ball. Good tackle from Middleton. That'll be Sydney ball, I think, and it is. Good call there from the assistant referee and Kelly Jones. Down goes Gordon, the experience from him. Gibson will get things restarted with the free kick. Demi couldn't win the flick on. Conde. Williams plays it forward and Zodicic wins the free kick. Both teams actually complained about the free kick there. They didn't know which way it went. Olympic won it. Olympic get the chance to set something up now. Armson take the set piece. Qual goes down there. Half-hearted shouts for a foul. Is quickly back to his feet though to defend. Sydney trying to counter. Pecora forced into the mistake. Gultekin now. Oh, good feet from Gultekin. Space opens up for the shot and Gultekin sprays it wide. Oscar Gultekin won the ball. Took on a couple Olympic players on his own and then went for the shot as well. Just wide of the target though. Gibson did see it all the way, so wasn't too worried about it in the end. It's better from Sydney though. Some sort of intent going forward. There hasn't been much of it so far. Both these teams fairly young, in particular Sydney, but Olympic as well. And Clark, it's the ball out to Parkhouse, one of those more experienced heads. Him and Ziggy Gordon, the oldest players on the park. As I said earlier, that's why you get these inconsistencies. Two very young teams. He'll be better for it in the next 12 months or so, but at the moment, building towards them. We saw Sydney struggle large parts last year, but that is because they went through that generational change. Much younger team that they had in previous years and recovered as the season went on. And this year, they've put up some good performances, but again, inconsistencies have cost them dearly. Poor pass there into midfield, picked up by Pecora. And now Qual driving forward, goes down. Good tackle though, well tracked. Foul on Headley by Qual. Hoofslut will take the free kick. McAllister now fouls Qual. Spoke about McAllister scoring 8 goals in his last 5 games. Hasn't really had a sight at goal yet. And you have to say that's got to be down to the way Lebanon Haliti's team has lined up here. Demi flicks on for Clark. Looking to create a bit of space for himself. Clark goes for the far post. It was a tough angle. And Gus Hoofslut was definitely worried for a moment. Effort spraying just wide of the far post. Wouldn't be surprised if the game slowly starts to open up now. Lacey wide for Conde. Ball bounces down. Here's McAllister into the area now. Goes down. No penalty. Did go down quite easily. Did Matthias McAllister. But you saw straight away, as soon as he got into the area, things did start to look and seem a little tricky for the visitors. As Conde now drives forward. Good ball into the box again toward McAllister. Just miscontrolled it, and Pecora decides to clear away. And Demi wants a foul for the high foot, but his team's got the ball anyway now. Clark turns away from 2. Keeps the ball as well. Pass from Gordon for Bosniak. Couldn't take any chances taking the touch there. Had to clear it first time. Looked a handball there, but Kelly Jones says to play on. Haliti calling for calm from his team. As Clark, he's fouled. Overexcited at times, this young Olympic team, and that's why Haliti is just calling for some calmer heads, asking them to keep the ball and not turn over possession. As Sydney look to press here. Through the legs there from Pecora, but they've given it away. Here's Headley. Overlapping his Rose. Gets the ball back. McLaughlin in support. Rose looking to go on his own. Didn't have a lot of space to work with and found it and wins a corner. Good work there from Dylan Rose. Another corner now for Sydney. Cross comes in toward the far post. Bouncing about for Conde. Header comes in, cleared off the line. What a chance there for Sydney FC. It was McAllister with the header. Now Olympic can try and break. One to think about for Williams, with Demi chasing him down, and did just enough there, Williams. So best chance of the game for Sydney FC, that one. As the offside flag is raised. Free kick for Sydney. Get the game restarted. Gibson holds. I think it was Seth Clark that actually kept that ball out on the line. Important from Clark. He had been involved in everything for Olympic in this game so far. Had a large part to play in the goal. And now clearing off the line after McAllister's header. Now Conde driving forward. It was his ball across goal that led to the opportunity for McAllister. Here's Ruiz Diaz. Fouled there by McLaughlin. Gordon switches play. Zoric brings it down. Clark making the forward run. And fouls Shaw. He gets a yellow card as well. That may be a little harsh, but cards come out. Told to take it back, Sydney. Cyrus Demi almost trying to referee the game himself. Very vocal. Oh, it's a big challenge at the far end, but no whistle. Corner though. McAllister not happy. Wanted the free kick. Have to settle for a corner. From the last corner, Sydney created some real issues for Olympic, and Haliti off his bench, barking out instructions, and Demi, brave header. McAllister lifting his boot and hitting the head of the striker. And Haliti not happy. Giving some instructions to Ruiz Diaz. Junior Conde comes off, replaced by Akol Akon.
Substitution for Sydney FC, number 23, Junior Conde. It's been replaced by number 44, Akol Akon.
Gibson sends it forward now. Strong header from Shaw. Handball though by McAllister. Parkhouse back for Tenqual. Forward by Gibson. Shaw heads it on. Armstrong comes away with it. Now Dylan Ruiz Diaz is closed down. Gultakan didn't know where the ball was. Last touch there coming off Ruiz Diaz. Shaw. Now Middleton takes it forward. First time pass. And the run wasn't followed. Headley's run wasn't followed, and McLaughlin noticed that. Tried to play the ball through, but got blocked. Headed down by Lacey. Rose finds Lacey again, and Tenqual sticks a foot in. And Headley gets away from Ruiz Diaz, tried to go through the gap between Ruiz Diaz and Pecora. And Pecora fouled the Sydney number 10. And now Sydney has a chance from another free kick. Haliti will go to the bench as well for the first time tonight after this set piece. Ryan Fuchs, the one to come on, as McLaughlin delivers into the box. Good ball header was there. It was a free header for McAllister once more. That change will come now. To Ruiz Diaz to be replaced. Immediately getting some instructions from Labano Haliti on the bench. Tactical session. And Gordon comes across, does well there. And Fuchs immediately putting Shaw under pressure. Armstrong unable to bring the ball under control. Haliti telling Pecora just to slow things down as well, and he knows his side's in front. He knows how important this one would be. As I said, they're just rushing a little too much. Olympic. That was a handball there by Qual this time. But these stoppages, these breakup of play, you feel helps Olympic more. And even though they are free kicks for the home team, they're generally quite far out from goal. And it's not allowing Sydney to get any flow in their game whatsoever. They definitely are looking more dangerous as the game progresses. Poor cross there from McLaughlin. But it will remain a Sydney ball through Gultakan, who delivers a flat cross into the box. Here's Fuchs, his first touch of the game. Brings it down, looks to burst forward and does very well. Fuchs. Good defending though from McLaughlin. Didn't allow Clark to get to the ball first. Clark, back for Pecora. Nobody there in the box though, easily held by Hoofslu, who shows he can throw a ball just as far as Gibson. Cross came Boschnak to head away though. 20 minutes remain in this one. Olympic, for the moment, lead by that first half goal from Cyrus Demi. And Clark, look at the space there for Demi. Couldn't quite put it in the area in between. And now the substitute plays in Demi, and Demi was offside. Cheeky outside of the foot. Effort there as well. Would have been nice had it found the back of the net and the flag stayed down. Fuchs probably should have tried to play that ball earlier or spray it out wide for Parkhouse. I don't think Demi was offside by too far though, so I feel as though things should really start to open up for Olympic. FC has to push now in these last 20 minutes as Akon delivers a disappointing cross. Gibson takes the goal kick. And straight through the back of Demi there was Middleton, and you'll get a yellow card for that. Luckily for him, the yellow card I thought he got in the first half was given to Lancaster because Middleton would have seen red now. It is his first yellow of the game. Now it gives Olympic an opportunity from a free kick. McAllister getting some instructions himself now from the bench. Armson over the free kick, goes short to Clark. Change of angle, Armson gets it back. Good pass to find Parkhouse. Couldn't find the space to get a delivery or a shot on with the left foot, and now Sydney almost breaking through there, but space for Clark is found by Armson. Avoided the corner, did Sydney, but might not be able to get out of here. They have. Headley couldn't find the pass. Did everything right up until the pass. Zodicic closed down by Akon. Space opens up for Zodicic. Plays it forward for Fuchs, who was offside anyway, but Sydney will play on here. Lacey fouled by Demi. Came right across the Sydney FC midfielder. He's taking it early, but back was Zodicic, who's also had that's a late tackle there, and Qual. And Kelly Jones will bring the play back there. Sent forward, and Demi uses his body well and tried to unselfishly square the ball up, but I think he should have gone for goal in that situation. Clark was up there in support with him, tried to square it up. Headley finds McLaughlin. A bit fortunate there with the pass. McLaughlin won't care. Thinks about the cross once, twice. Blocked by Pecora. Keeps it in though. Now Rose for Lacey. Again. Olympic making it so difficult for FC to play through the lines. And Jimmy Van Wieren goes to the bench again. Joseph Cholusic coming on in place of Middleton. Middleton, who only just received the yellow card.
Substitution for Sydney FC. Number 14, Garrett Middleton, replaced by number 4, Joseph Cholusic.
Strong there from McLaughlin. Cole wastes that one. Rolls all the way through to Hoofsler. Zodicic back for Bosniak. Haven't asked too many questions of Bosniak, the Sydney FC attackers. He's done well. Cholusic plays it forward. McAllister keeps it in, but Ziggy Gordon saw it all the way and plays it back to his keeper, Gibson. Missed clearance there from McLaughlin. Cyrus Demi approves. Parkhouse back for Pecora. Demi drops it for Clark, who plays it wide for Zodicic. Fuchs wants it. He gets it. Now Clark. Force back. Haliti won't mind though. They're keeping possession. And they get the throw as well now. Just over 10 minutes remain for the home team to get themselves back in this one. Challenge there by Rose, comes away with the ball. Gibson wastes a few seconds off the clock. As Olympic prepare another change. Shaw back for Hoofslet. Cleans it first time. Armstrong wins the header. He's Demi now. Short pass there. Another short one. This time from Pecora. Now Headley. Pecora trying to close him down. He knows if Headley gets on a run, he's tough to stop. Parkhouse dribbling forward, closed down, away with the ball. Here comes Chalusic and McLaughlin. He plays it forward, but nobody up there for FC. Clark. Lots of ball given away from both teams, neither able to hold on to possession for the moment. Armson spreads play to Parkhouse, who's one-on-one here. And Parkhouse delivers as a good ball into the area, headed away by Chalusic. Now Gultaken, but back came Pecora. He's been good in his first start for Sydney Olympic. And good switch there from Shaw to find Headley. With him in support is Lacey, and Gordon reads that. Gultaken. Neat footwork. Out to Akon now. Barking instructions, Haliti, as Akon gets in the area. Gultaken again looking to turn. This time closed down. Rose. Wide for Akon. Cross comes in, and another disappointing delivery from the substitute. As Bailey Callahan prepares to come on for the visitors. Adam Parkhouse will get a rest. Brief Farias coming on. For Sydney FC. Jacob McLaughlin coming off. And a reshuffle here now for Sydney. A number of players moving around the park now. Cholosic looks as though he's come to left back. Akon just in front of him. Gibson sends it forward. Straight out over the sideline. Pecora and Boschnak, both 20-year-olds, done a really good job for Haliti's team, and some confidence from the coach to throw them into the starting lineup. He believes in what they have to offer. Hadley lets it roll out, takes the throw. Nice turn from Lacey, but Armstrong was there. Too many black jerseys in the way. It's a foul there by Rose on Callahan. Gordon assessing his options. The veteran captain for Sydney Olympic. And Callahan standing in an offside position. That's frustrating for Haliti. Here's Akon, good ball forward for Headley, goes across goal. Good save from Gibson, strong hand. May have been curling away from goal anyway. And now, how about the speed from Fuchs to get to that first and then continue his run forward in the area. Has a go at goal and Hoofsloot holds. Great work from the substitute. And now Olympic have to defend because FC straight back on the attack. And well defended once more from Luca Pecora. What a game from him. Strong challenge there from Callahan. And Kelly Jones gives the free kick the way of Sydney FC. Olympic can hold on. They'll go 1 point behind the 6th placed Sydney United. Cross comes in from Rose. Gibson's come a long way and he's spilt it and manages to recover and hold on to the ball. Wanted a foul. Goalkeepers Union would have wanted a foul, but Kelly Jones, good refereeing. Didn't blow the whistle there, wasn't much in that. Demi tries to flick it on for Fuchs. Already caused a couple problems and wins the ball back again. Ryan Fuchs crosses into the box, headed away. Demi. Now Bosniak back for Zoricic. Demi turns away. Qual. Back to Gordon and Olympic intelligently keeping possession. Fuchs can't find the teammate with the header. Last touch comes off Sydney and it'll be an Olympic throw. Strong challenges there in midfield from Qual. Callahan wants it played into space. Clark continues the run, goes down, no foul. And Armstrong battling away with Headley. Good battle there in midfield. And Headley did well. That's a bad tackle from Qual. Again, somewhat unnecessary from Teng Qual. Gets himself a yellow card and throws the ball away as well. Needs to be careful there, Teng Qual. Just got the yellow card for the challenge. Threw the ball away as well. This is where that inexperience comes into play that Haliti spoke about. And now Sydney have a chance from a free kick with only minutes remaining in this one. Cross comes in. Shaw flicks the header on. Goes down. Cholušić clips it back into the area. Akon went for the spectacular. Probably shouldn't have. Poor attempt in the end. And the visitors can breathe a sigh of relief. This will be another win for Haliti's team. As things stand, only one loss in their last 7 if they can hold on here. Their only loss came last week against Blackdown after they went 5 games without defeat. 4 wins and just the 1 draw in that period. They've been in good form, have Olympic. And Fuchs sees Hoofsloot out of his line. And how about that for a finish to settle the points for Sydney Olympic, and Labano Haliti forgot he can't cross the line, started walking on, marching on, and Olympic will march on to 3 points. The substitute, Ryan Fuchs, with some goal and some awareness to see Hoofsloot off his line. On the turn, volleys the ball home, and Olympic will take all 3 points back to Belmore. What a goal. Goal of the week, without a doubt. Has to be in contention for goal of the season just because of the awareness from Fuchs. And now Quoll needs to be smart on a yellow card. Doesn't need to do anything silly, and I think Haliti is aware to that himself. 60 seconds remain now of normal time. Gordon searches for Demi. And Clark, hasn't he worked tirelessly in this game? Deserves a goal himself, and here's Fuchs. Goes again and just wide. Isn't he in the mood? What a substitution from Labano Haliti. Corner now for Olympic. Haliti may make a couple changes though before that. Corner comes in, headed away by Cholušić. Here's Akon. On a foul on the far side. Does Demi? Doesn't get one. Throw in for FC on the far side. Changes will come. This will be a triple change, in fact. And the change will come now. Triple change, so see if we get all this right. Pecora off. Thomas Whiffen on. Michael Vakis will come on. Off goes on the far side Zach Zoricic. And Joshua Hong comes on. Cyrus Demi, the last change. I have to say, at half time, did pop down close to where the Sydney Olympic players were warming up, and Joshua Hong claims he has the best hairstyle in the competition. I have to strongly disagree with him, and has to be up there with one of the worst. But as long as he likes it, I guess that's the most important. A very, very thick mullet, to say the least. Anyway, have a look for yourselves. Foul there by Clark. Surprising how good he thinks his hair is, though. Free kick here to Sydney. We've already played 2 minutes of added time. Cross comes in, can Sydney make for a nervy finish? 9 minutes of added time. In fact, it's 4. So the Sydney Olympic bench was as surprised as I was. Here's a chance to close things and make the game interesting in the end. Olympics survive, they clear away. Everyone, including the Olympic bench and myself, were more concerned with the 9 minutes that were apparently added on. Fourth official quickly noticing that he forgot to move. As Varkis breaks through, and I'm not so sure that was offside. I actually think Michael Varkis was onside there. I'm almost directly in line with it. That was very, very close. Akon heads the ball forward. Gibson comes and claims. And Haliti, rightfully, giving Josh Hong an earful. How he allowed the attacker to get to the ball before him. Varkis gets a touch there. And that'll be the last touch of the game, because Sydney Olympic have recorded all 3 points with a 2-0 win over Sydney FC. Cyrus Demi in the first half, Ryan Fuchs in the second. Enough for Olympic to put themselves right in the finals chatter. The first goal came in the 27th minute. A delightful delivery from Adam Parkhouse. Found Demi in the box. It was a good header. They beat Hoofsloot. And then in the second half, some goal from the substitute, Ryan Fuchs. Chested the ball down and caught Hoofsloot out with a first-time volley. In the end, 2-0 for the visitors. Sydney Olympic go back to Belmore with all 3 points. Full time here at Illingdon Sports Centre. Sydney FC 0, Sydney Olympic 2.